obviously, they're not going to haul Donald Trump in for a deposition because, as you'll remember...
I've been totally exonerated on Epstein.
That's right. That's right. All of the relevant files have come out. There's nothing incriminating about Trump, and that's what all the files, which we've all seen all of, have all seen.
Late-night television is usually built around familiar jokes and predictable punchlines. But the instant Desi Lydic walked onto the stage of Jimmy Kimmel Live, the entire mood shifted. This wasn't another routine monologue taking lighthearted shots at the latest political headlines. Instead, it felt as though the show was peeling back the curtain on a story that had been carefully protected for years. Rather than opening with a dramatic accusation, Lydic took a more calculated approach. Through sharp satire, she dismantled Donald Trump's favorite line of defense, his repeated insistence that he had been completely and unquestionably exonerated. By presenting the situation as though the case were already settled, she cleverly set up the punchline, drawing laughter while quietly reminding viewers that the loudest declarations of innocence often arrive just before the biggest revelations.
Number of times Trump's name appears in the files, so it could at least be 1,000 times. Is that right?
You can characterize the numbers however you want it.
Claiming my time, Director. It sounds like if you don't know the number, it could at least be 1,000 times.
It's not. It's not.
Is it at least 500 times?
No.
Is it at least 100 times?
No.
Then what's the number?
I don't know the number, but it's not that.
The truth, it isn't 100. It's 4,800.
If you're enjoying this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Your support makes a bigger difference than you might realize. The comedy quickly evolved into something far more serious as Jimmy Kimmel and his late-night team shifted the spotlight onto real political tension. They focused on a high-stakes exchange in which officials appeared determined to sidestep the actual figures, attempting to downplay the true scale of what was buried inside the documents. The exchange unfolded like a tense game of poker played with numbers. One estimate landed at 500, another at 100, each seemingly designed to keep the reality within comfortable limits. Then the real total was revealed, and it landed with unmistakable force. In that instant, the enormous gap between polished public denials and the overwhelming reality hidden across millions of pages became impossible to ignore.
Today's release of the Epstein files is missing some very important and potentially explosive materials. As MS Now reports, quote, the Justice Department has withheld notes and memos reflecting FBI interviews from its release of the Epstein files.
Materials about an unproven sexual assault accusation against President Trump.
Huh. That's strange. Trump's DOJ did that? The same DOJ that promised to release the...
Just when it seemed the monologue would remain focused on comedy, the conversation shifted toward the real-world systems that allow sensitive information to stay out of public view. Lydic turned her attention to the Department of Justice, pointing out an irony that was difficult for viewers to overlook. An institution that publicly promises transparency was now facing reports suggesting that highly sensitive files connected to past allegations had quietly been withheld. By presenting the sequence of events so clearly, the segment made it evident that this wasn't simply another late-night joke. Instead, it suggested a broader institutional strategy aimed at keeping certain materials away from public scrutiny.
With the man, he said this about to New York Magazine in 2002. I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. I mean, what more do we need?
This is where the contrast between a carefully crafted public image and the historical record became impossible to ignore. Donald Trump has consistently presented himself as a symbol of unwavering strength and complete control. But the atmosphere changed the moment Desi Lydic displayed those controversial archival photographs on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Images showing Trump standing alongside Jeffrey Epstein challenged the modern narrative of distance and denial. When those visuals were paired with Trump's past remarks praising Epstein and referencing their similar tastes and lifestyles, they carried far greater weight than words alone. The segment underscored a simple reality. No matter how determined a public figure may be to move beyond the past, a single photograph can instantly bring old associations back into the spotlight.
Since the Epstein files dropped last month, creepy old men from every sector of society have fallen from grace, including one of the world's richest men, Bill Gates. Before the Epstein files came out, we all just thought of him as Steve Jobs with no riz. But now Now we think of him as Steve Jobs with no Riz from the
The segment reached its climax. The discussion expanded well beyond one political figure and pointed toward a much broader cultural shift. Since the release of these high-profile files began, influential men across multiple sectors have watched their carefully built reputations come under intense scrutiny, with figures such as Bill Gates facing significant efforts at public damage control. Yet what seemed to surprise the audience most wasn't only the archival images Leidig presented. It was Trump's immediate and unwavering response after the segment aired. Rather than stepping back, he answered the controversy head-on, dramatically changing the energy surrounding the discussion. In that moment, the audience was reminded that when a late-night comedy segment begins reflecting real-world political conflict, it stops feeling like entertainment alone and starts resembling a much larger public battle.